Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for September 20th, 2011. And we are dealing with an area of rainfall moving through the northern mid-Atlantic this morning. This is with a dying cold front, but there is more on the way as we start to see the rainfall associated with a developing upper level low over the northern plains. This weather pattern will have only really one significant break in the rainfall, which is tonight into tomorrow morning. Thereafter, this upper level low is going to continue to send waves of showers into the northern mid-Atlantic for the rest of the week, into the weekend, and through early next week. So let's take a look at some of the model data and also some of the observations. As always, I like to start with the water vapor satellite picture because then you really get an idea of what's happening in the atmosphere. And you can see this strong upper level low here. This strong upper level low is the key to this entire pattern. Why? Because this upper level low combined with this disturbance that is moving through the northern mid-Atlantic and producing scattered showers will combine over the North Atlantic to block up and slow down the entire upper level pattern. That's going to allow this upper level low to cut off from the polar jet stream and sit and spin around the Ohio River Valley. What is that going to do? Well, unfortunately, it's going to draw a tremendous amount of moisture from the tropical Atlantic and drive it right into the New Jersey coast and into the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. Now, this type of pattern does not produce constant rainfall or steady rainfall for long periods of time. What I'm expecting is that with each one of these disturbances around this upper level low, you'll get waves of showers, then a break, then another wave of showers. So, throughout the region, cumulative rainfall will range anywhere from 1 inch to as much as 3 inches of rain, depending on where these disturbances set up, how they move into the coast, and how much moisture is available as they move into the coast. So right now, obviously, there is a threat for moderate to heavy rain throughout the entire region. And yes, there will be a threat for coastal flood, flash flooding of many of the river basins, especially around the Lehigh, Delaware, Raritan, and Passaic river basins, mostly because they've been so stressed with heavy rains so far this summer. So we're clearly dealing with a wet pattern, but not a pattern where you're going to see rain constantly every day of every hour, but a constant threat of scattered showers as we move forward through the rest of this week. And you can see the dry air right here. That's going to be our break for this afternoon and evening once this first initial cold front weakens and washes out, and you can already see the southern end of it already becoming stationary, and one disturbance associated with this powerful upper level low starts to develop and take shape as a surface reflection along the stationary front. Just want to show the infrared satellite picture to show clear skies are in place over much of the Ohio Valley right now, and those clearing skies will move towards the northern mid-Atlantic. Now, the question here is whether some of the low clouds associated with all this low level moisture will hang around to produce variable cloud cover, and that's what I have in the forecast right now. So I'm expecting drying conditions as far as the rainfall after about 1 p.m. this afternoon. So if you're going to a baseball game this afternoon, I believe the Phillies are playing around 1:10, you should be able to get that game in with perhaps a short delay at the start of the game, but playable weather conditions nonetheless. We're not talking about heavy rainfall whatsoever. Then the dry air builds in, breaks into clouds. Some of the low clouds should hang around, which is why I'm expecting variable cloud cover over the northern mid-Atlantic and more clearing conditions over central and western Pennsylvania. And then our upper level low parks itself over the Ohio River Valley, and that is what's going to drive in a tremendous amount of moisture. When we look at the model guidance, this is where it gets pretty interesting. We move 18 hours out. This is our forecast from the GFS as of this afternoon. See our upper level low diving south. We still have a few lingering showers, but dry air is starting to build in. And then by this evening, the dry air does start to reach the coast, but you can still see that relative humidity would support some low clouds and still a few isolated showers. But for the most part, we dry out for this evening and into tomorrow morning. But as we move forward into the forecast period, our upper level low starts to park itself over the Ohio River Valley and that's going to keep us in a constant threat for scattered showers throughout the entire period. Again, your location may not see rainfall for a good while locations to the south of you or to the west of you end up with constant showers all day long on, let's say, Wednesday. And then on Thursday, you get all the scattered showers, and locations to the west of you or to the south of you remain dry all day because they're not under the influence of a particular disturbance or a particular area of scattered showers. That's pretty much what we're going to be dealing with over the next several days. What makes this pattern tricky as far as the rainfall amounts is that as our upper level low is parked over the Ohio River Valley, winds at the mid levels are going to be coming off of the Atlantic Ocean to the north of the Bahamas, dragging up a good deal of moisture. You can see that at 700 millibars. And as a result, when these showers move into the northern mid-Atlantic from these disturbances along the coast, you'll see the potential for a heavy downpour here and there. And if they start to train or move over the same location for several hours, that could lead to a good deal of rainfall, over 3 inches. So again, it's going to be dependent on exactly where these disturbances develop, how they move into the coast, and how they interact with the moisture feed that's coming into the northern mid-Atlantic from the Gulf of Mexico and from the tropical Atlantic. So that's pretty much the forecast all the way on through this week and into early next week until this upper level low kicks out into the Atlantic by the middle of next week. Until that happens, we're going to continue to deal with the threat for scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms, and periods of heavy rainfall. The good news is I do not expect any severe weather with this upper level low. Aside from the periods of heavy rainfall, no severe thunderstorms are expected in this forecast period. This is your forecast discussion for September 20th, 2011. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Thank you for trusting in NYNJPA Weather as your weather source for the northern mid-Atlantic. You can always follow NYNJPA Weather on Twitter, Facebook, and of course at nynjpaweather.com.